Hello students, welcome to my channel Science No Problem. My name is Tish Kumar Sharma and I am teaching you science. So my dear students, today we are taking up a new chapter, a very important chapter from examination point of view. The name of the chapter is Carbon and its compounds. So my dear students, in exams, this chapter has been given the highest weightage in terms of marks. So please watch each video very carefully and attentively till end. So my dear students, uh, don't forget to like, share and subscribe our channel to motivate and support me so as to bring you much better and much more useful videos and much more informative videos in future as well. So, my dear students, without wasting any time, let's start our today's video. So, my dear students, uh, today we are taking up our chapter carbon and its compounds. So, let me give you the brief description of this chapter. This chapter is about carbon and its compounds. So, my dear students, carbon, the symbol for carbon is C and its atomic number is 6, and carbon is a non-metal. Always remember, it lies in 14th group and in second period of the periodic table. 14th group and second period placement in the periodic table, and its electronic configuration is 2 electrons in K shell and 4 electrons in L shell, and its valency is 4. Its valency is 4. And carbon forms covalent compounds, covalent bonds, when it combines with other atoms. And it exists in nature in both states, free and in compound with other atoms, other elements. So, and my dear students, it is present in nature in very small amount. For example, the percentage of carbon in our atmosphere is 0.03% as carbon dioxide. So, in our atmosphere, carbon is present in the form of carbon dioxide in the percentage of 0.03%. And in our earth crust, the percentage of carbon is 0.02%. 0.02%. So, despite of present in very small amount in the nature, carbon has a large number of compounds, or carbon makes large number of compounds with other elements, and the compounds of carbon are very significant for us. All plants, all beings, human beings, animals, all are made up of carbon based compounds. And my dear students, a large number of things which we use in our day-to-day life are made up of carbon compounds. For example, the food grains which we grow. For example, our rice, wheat, maize, pulses, tea, coffee, vegetables, fruits, all are made up of carbon based compounds. Apart from this, uh, our actually garments which we wear, uh, whether woolen, cotton, or which are made up of nylon, polyesters, all are made up of carbon compounds. And uh, the fuel which we burn at our homes, like wood, kerosene, LPG, all are made up of carbon based compounds. And the fuel which is used to run vehicles, for example, petrol, diesel, CNG, so all are made up of carbon based compounds. And the materials like paper, rubber, plastic, even our paste, uh, paint, ink, and leather, medicines, drugs, dyes, alcohol, vinegar, all are made up of carbon compounds. So, my dear students, these are the compounds or the substances which we use in our day-to-day life. You would be, my dear students, you would be surprised to know that the number of carbon compounds are more than the number of compounds made by rest of the elements. 120 or so elements are known so far to exist. So the number of compounds made by carbon alone weigh more, have more weight than the number of compounds made by rest of the elements. So my dear students, you can understand the significance of carbon from this fact. So now let's move further. Now the question is that how to detect the presence of carbon in a given chemical compound. So for that, what we do is that we will burn the given compound, and the gas produced when passed through lime water, if it turns lime water milky, then we would say that the given compound contains carbon. So my dear student, this is test for the presence of carbon in a given chemical compound. And then we have a topic that is bond formation by carbon. Bond formation by carbon. Which type of bonds carbon make when combines with other atoms? So bond formation by carbon. Bond formation by carbon. Now to understand bond formation by carbon, my dear students, we have to first know the electronic configuration of carbon atom. So electronic configuration of carbon atom is C6. In K shell it has 2 electrons, and in L shell it has 4 electrons. Now my dear students, I am going to tell you very important thing, that for an atom to make bond, why an atom combines with other atom? An atom combines with other atom if its outermost shell is not completely filled. So you can see here that in the outermost shell of carbon atom we have 4 electrons. So now, and you know why atom combines? To complete its outermost shell, or to have 8 electrons in its outermost shell. So for having 8 electrons in its outermost shell, it will take 4 electrons. It will take 4 electrons. So now what happens, that when it will take 4 electrons, so what will happen? This is nucleus where protons lie. How many protons? 6 protons. And this is energy shell, K shell, having 2 electrons. And this is outermost shell, L shell, having how many electrons? 4 electrons. So now, my dear students, when 4 electrons will be given to this carbon atom, then total how many electrons will be there in outermost shell? 8 electrons. So 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, my dear students, understand this point very carefully, that now here in the nucleus, this atom has 6 protons, and in this outermost shell, if this atom takes 4 electrons, then actually number of electrons in this outermost shell are 8. So it means 4 electrons. Now it is impossible for 6 protons to hold 8 electrons. It is impossible for 6 protons to hold 8 electrons. So therefore, carbon atom cannot take 4 electrons, or it cannot make a bond by taking 4 electrons. So this option got failed. Now second option left with carbon atom is that either it takes 4 electrons or it gives 4 electrons, so that now when it will give 4 electrons, so this orbit, this orbit will become the outermost shell, outermost shell. So this is completely filled. So what happens now? See this, when it will give 4 electrons, so this will get removed from here. This is nucleus, and this is K shell, having 2 electrons, and this is L shell, having 4 electrons. Now, my dear students, what happens that, let me write this L shell here, 4 electrons. But when this will give actually these 4 electrons, so now this K shell will be the outermost shell of carbon atom. Please understand this. Now what happens that actually carbon atoms are small in size. Carbon atoms are small in size. Why carbon atom is small in size? Because it has only 2 orbits, 2 energy shells. So it is small in size. So due to being small in size, this L shell will lie very close to the nucleus. Due to small size of carbon atom, of this atom, this L shell lies very close to the nucleus. So what happens then? So what is the effect of that? It means that the electrons which are in this outermost shell, they are tightly held by the nucleus, because this orbit is very close to the nucleus. So these electrons lying in the outermost shell, L shell, they will be very tightly held by the nucleus. So it is not possible for carbon atom to remove or to give these electrons. Therefore, carbon atom cannot give 4 electrons. Now in the first option, carbon atom cannot, neither it can take 4 electrons nor it can give 4 electrons. Now the option left is that it will have completely filled outermost shell by by sharing electrons. So it will have 8 electrons in the carbon atom when it shares electron. So carbon forms bond, carbon forms bond or bonds by sharing electrons. Carbon does not form bond by giving or taking electrons, but it forms bonds by sharing electrons. And bonds formed by sharing of electrons, bonds formed by sharing of electrons are called covalent bonds. Covalent bonds. So my dear students, carbon forms what type of bonds? Covalent bonds. And covalent bonds are formed by sharing of electrons. So my dear students, carbon do not form bond by giving electrons or by taking electrons. That means the bonds formed by giving and or taking of electrons are called ionic bonds. So we can say that carbon does not form ionic bonds, it forms covalent bonds. So my dear students, this is all for today. So tomorrow I will take one or two examples to show this, how actually carbon forms, how carbon atom shares electrons to form covalent bonds. So this we will take tomorrow in next video. So my dear students, this is all for today, and I hope that you followed the topic. And if you like our video, then please like, share and subscribe our channel. Thank you very much for watching this video. Keep watching our channel, keep learning and keep growing. Good luck.